Welcome back to How to Write a Melody. I'm Avi from musical.engineering, and if you feel like you have this melody writing stuff in the bag, don't worry, I have something for you. I put together a free guide that goes through 7 different tools you can use to elevate any melody you've written that doesn't live up to your standards. Just head to musical.engineering and tell me where to send your free guide. Now, in the last video, we covered some of the basic structures of a melody. If you haven't seen that yet, the link is in the description. If you're new to music, I highly recommend you go watch that video before continuing with this one. Anyway, on to the good stuff. Here's our first method that will help us write a melody. So the first step I want to talk about is called following the notes. And this may seem obvious to you because it's how a lot of us start writing melodies even without thinking about it. Whatever you like to write on, choose your instrument of choice. It could be your voice, it could be guitar, it could be a virtual instrument. And for this example, I'll be using these string samples from the Albion 1 Orchestra. And I'm just going to be using musical typing, which is in Logic, just Command K, and you have this really cool keyboard thing. You know, it's super convenient. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a melody really quickly, and then we're going to discuss it, and I'll go through my process. All right, see you in a second. All right, here we go. This is the melody that I just came up with, just super simple, really rudimentary. So the first thing I want you to do is just start, hit a note, any note. I'm just gonna get back into musical typing. I really just hit, C. I just want to the first thing I really want you to do is notice the interval. The first interval you use, the first movement you make is your first impression. You really want that to be something that you are super on board with and feel good about. So for me, I did this C going to this high A. And what I really liked about that is that it was a really big jump. It automatically is catching our ear. And what this is, we're talking about the space between notes. We're talking about the interval of the first movement. And really let your ear and your own musical sensibilities guide you. As you find the notes and intervals that sound good to you and or meet your purpose, keep writing and keep adding notes until you feel a sense of resolution. And for me, that came right about here. And let's listen to it. Okay, so nothing too special here. Super rudimentary, super basic. If you notice, we have our 3 basic structures. We have our, our basic idea, our setup. And right there, that D, that's our climax. And we're now repeating the setup. And our resolution, resolving back to 1, back to C. So that's our rudimentary melody. It hits all the check marks, it hits all the basics. And, at this point, we can kind of start tweaking it to our satisfaction. And what that means is we just want to change a couple of things here or there, add a little bit more movement. Like, let's go into the piano roll. Maybe what we could do is add some more movement in this second measure here. So we go. So right here, maybe we can add a couple of eighth notes. We're just adding a rhythmic subdivision here. Just adding one more note, add a tiny bit more energy maybe. Right, so it added a little bit of more movement, more energy. And it also created a sense of contrast towards the end of the melody and the resolution. So that's really nice. We have something different that sounds still pretty much the same, particularly because of the same interval in the beginning there. So this is the first way, just kind of start going, follow your ear, follow the notes, see where it leads you, and see if you can hear and, listen for some of these really basic structures to kind of infer when you can kind of stop and recollect and, reflect on what you just did and, whether or not you like it. Now, if you felt yourself, nodding off a little bit in this video and you're really ready to get down and dirty in melody making, I put together a free guide that illustrates in detail 7 different ways that you can use to elevate any existing melody that you've written. All you gotta do is go to musical.engineering and tell me where to send it. Now that's all for part 2. Let me know what you think by leaving me a comment below. If you like this video and want to support the channel, throw me a like, subscribe, and hit the bell to make sure you get the next part in this series. That will cover our second technique we can use to start writing melodies. Until next time, this is Avi from musical.engineering.